I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Wednesday, February the 11th, 2015. French news agency AFP reports that Hezbollah and Syrian army forces, as well as Iranian officers, were advancing towards the Syrian Golan Heights today, closer to Syria's border with Israel, apparently in an attempt to gain control of the area from Syrian rebels. This citing reports from the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights. A Syrian officer told state television that the operation by the army was in cooperation with Hezbollah and Iran, the first time such cooperation was acknowledged. The Syrian conflict has on several occasions spilled over into Israel, and Hezbollah in the past has accused Israel of cooperating with Syrian rebels, citing Israel's medical treatment offered to those injured in its hospitals. Israel was also alleged to have conducted an airstrike against terror group Hezbollah last month on the Syrian side of the Golan. Democratic Senator Patrick Leahy of Vermont is the latest member of Congress to announce he will not attend Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's address to Congress on the threat of a nuclear Iran set for March the 3rd. Netanyahu was invited to speak by Republican Speaker of the House John Boehner. Leahy, the most senior lawmaker at the Senate, criticized the way House leaders handled the entire issue, which he said destroyed the potential constructive value of the joint meeting of Congress. Leahy said of House leaders, they have orchestrated a tawdry and high-handed stunt that has embarrassed not only Israel but the Congress itself. Netanyahu, meanwhile, remains committed to speaking to Congress in March, writing on Twitter yesterday, as well as saying in a televised statement that he was not seeking any sort of confrontation with U.S. President Barack Obama, but that he was obligated to speak out on matters that affect the survival of his country. And staying with Congress, the Times of Israel reports that a new bill submitted to Congress yesterday hopes to combat efforts by the BDS, or Boycott, Divestment, and Sanctions movement against Israel. The Israel Trade and Commercial Enhancement Act is a bipartisan-sponsored effort spearheaded by Illinois Republican Peter Roskam and California Democrat Juan Vargas, which the lawmakers say will, quote, leverage ongoing trade negotiations to discourage prospective U.S. trade partners from engaging in economic discrimination against Israel. Vargas and Roskam wrote in the bill's introduction that it establishes a clear U.S. policy of opposing BDS as detrimental to global trade and regional peace and stability. Further writing that the bill comes in response to a growing trend, primarily in Europe, to isolate and delegitimize Israel through BDS for political purposes. Some remarks made by White House spokespersons Josh Earnest and Jen Psaki regarding the attack at the Hyper Cacher in Paris last month that left 4 Jews dead have had some backlash. While President Obama called the murders at the kosher supermarket an anti-Semitic attack in the past, in an interview this week with online magazine Vox, the president seemed to suggest the attack was random.
My first job is to protect the American people. It is entirely legitimate for the American people to be deeply concerned when you've got a bunch of violent, vicious zealots who behead people or randomly shoot a bunch of folks in a deli in Paris.
When asked about the president's remarks during a press conference, Earnest and Psaki both avoided saying that the attack was anti-Semitic or that it targeted Jews. Earnest said of the Jewish victims, these individuals were not specifically targeted. These are individuals who happened to be in this deli and who were shot while they were there. The two later clarified on Twitter that the attack was anti-Semitic. ADL National Director Abe Foxman sent a letter to Earnest yesterday saying that the answers given by the spokespersons had, quote, clouded the issue rather than clarify the president's remarks. Foxman noted that Obama has referred to the Hyper Cacher attack as anti-Semitic several times, including in his statements on International Holocaust Remembrance Day. Laureates of the 2015 Dan David Prize were announced yesterday. The International Prize awards achievements in science, technology, culture, and social impact. This year's winners include Wikipedia co-founder Jimmy Wales, historians Peter Brown and Alessandra Portelli, and scientists Cyrus Chothia, David Hausler, and Michael Waterman. The prize is endowed by the Dan David Foundation, headquartered at Tel Aviv University. Dan David was a Romanian-born Israeli international businessman and philanthropist. The laureates donate 10% of their $1 million prize money towards 20 doctoral and postdoctoral scholarships. They will be honored at Tel Aviv University in the spring. And turning now to our programming for tonight, at 7:30, founder of the American Islamic Forum for Democracy, Zuhdi Jasser, addresses the criticism he has endured for calling on Islamic leaders to speak out against ISIS, Hamas, and other jihadist groups at a Stand With Us event at the Park Avenue Synagogue in New York City. That's followed at 8:30 by a tour of the Jewish sites of Hebron. Jewish community spokesperson David Wilder also responds to criticisms people have concerning the Jewish presence in the Arab city. And then at 10 tonight, international lawyer Harel Arnon discusses the legal norms that govern Israel's control of the West Bank. That's tonight on JBS and jbstv.org. And that's the JBS News Update for Wednesday, February the 11th, 2015. I'm Teisha Bader.